in my coaching clients as well.
Mm-hmm.
They'll come in with a certain mindset, and then we'll work together, and slowly but surely you'll start to see the growth, and it is quite gratifying. Mostly because I don't know about for you, but it's me doing something that's bigger than myself.
Yes.
I'm the type of person, and I feel like you identify with this as well. I'm the type of person that when I am invested in something that is bigger than myself, that is when I feel the most gratified. Like that is when I feel the most, I feel successful. That feels like success to me.
Yeah.
When I'm doing something, bigger than myself.
And the thing is it's always bigger than us.
Yeah, but sometimes we can't see past our own nose. That's a thing. Sometimes we can't see past our own nose, but that the times when we can and we see that we're doing something amazing to help someone else, that's a good feeling.
Absolutely.
What keeps you going through this process?
It's just my love of it. Like, it's the joy that it brings me, and it's the joy that it brings other people. I mean, that's just really the long and the short of it. You know, I stuck to my guns, and I did not lower my pricing based upon what other people, I didn't do any of that. I'm like, you know what? I've invested a lot of time, money, and energy into this training and into this schooling and into
I've earned
myself. And I'm just kind of like, you know, it keeps me going because I know I didn't lowball myself.
Exactly.
So that helps. Also, it keeps me going just beyond the monetary part of it, because that's obviously part of it. Like, if it wasn't going well, then obviously I would have some adjustments to make. But, and I'm grateful for that. But it's really the joy. Like, it's like I was helping someone earlier today. I was helping a kid get ready she's auditioning for a play, and just her level of confidence, and where her parents were reaching out to me. They're like, you know, we just think you're so amazing, and like what you've done for our daughter, and like just her confidence and how much she's grown working with her. And I'm just like, it's those types of text messages and things. It's just like, it's just the way the level of gratitude, I really can't really describe, because helping people and healing people through my craft is like something that I just feel very blessed to be able to do. Like, I really do. And that keeps me going. It really does. It really keeps me going. And every day is not the same. Like, you know, I've definitely had some times where I've fallen into some, like, you know, moments where, but I noticed when you own a business, you start to realize how much you really do control everything in your life, because the moment you slip into some bad mindset habits, the business will be affected by it. Like, there's no doubt about it. And I've experienced that in my own life. Like, the times that there's been a halt on something, or say someone had a payment or something and it was like delayed, or it was always because of something that was going on in me.
Right.
It's all like it's like your baby, like, and you really can mold it the way you want it to be. And that to me is very empowering. And it just pushes me to continue to be a better person, because I know the more I work on me, the better my business is going to be.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree. Because your business, I mean, when you are the only person that is working, you know, in your business at the time, it really does start and end with you.
Right.
It starts and ends with you. So, you know, what you're going through, if you will bring it to your business, where you are mentally, you're going to bring it to your business. So that's such a good point that you just made. And honestly, like, that's a great segue into the next question. Like, knowing all of these things, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, what is the impact that you would like to leave on the world?
Women empowerment is something very important to me. I want women to feel like that they can navigate in a business setting on their own, and they don't, you know, and they can do it. I feel like entrepreneurship is something that's very important to me. Yes. Financial literacy, all of these things are very important to me. And they're all things that, as I've grown as a business owner, I feel like I've really gotten to understand. And I really want my legacy to be women, like, just us being a very strong woman, but then also having created some art and some music that has touched lots of lives, and hopefully helping some other people reach their dreams too. You know, like I'm not, you know, if one of my clients becomes famous, that's amazing. You know what I mean? And I just, you know, I want people to think of me and think that, like, you know, this is someone who helped other people succeed. And
you do.
It's just a very strong woman, and then left some art behind that, you know, I really want to write some music that changed, that is like in the zeitgeist. You know what I mean? Like, it's like in the, like, this is a classic. That's something that I really want to happen in my life, like before I go, and it's going to happen. And I started I don't want to get too much into it because I haven't really like fully debuted it yet, but I started a second company that is a publishing company. So it's specifically for songwriters. So I'm going to be debuting that soon. We're starting like all the branding and the Instagram and stuff for that. So this is all very in keeping with a lot of the things that I just said, but this is a little different because I'm really structuring this as more of a collective. So it's like nobody came to see you, Otis. Like, nobody's bigger than the group. This is not what we're doing. Like, check the ego at the door. Like, this is a group effort. And I'm very, very excited about this venture. I'm excited to like debut it. But if this goes the way that it's going to go the way that I'm deciding. And that's going to be a big part of this, is that company. And I just have a really good feeling about it. It kind of came to me in a very like light bulb, really strange moment. And I was like, and I never let it go either. I was just like, no, I'm doing it. It took some time. Like, it took some time to actually commit and be like, all right, we're doing this. And it was with the help of my partners that they didn't let it go by the wayside. And I appreciated that. Yeah. I'm like, no, light some fire under my butt. Like, this, we need to do this. So yeah, that'll be part of it. I wish I could say more, but I don't want to say too much yet.
Oh, we'll see it soon. We will see it soon, sis. I can't wait. I'm so excited for you. Like, sincerely. It's beautiful watching you grow. You tell me this all the time, but I don't feel like I get to tell you enough, like how beautiful it is to be able to watch you grow. It's a wonderful thing. And to hear you talk about your legacy, like, I'm just grateful that I am able to share in this moment with you.
Thank you.
Yes, girl. So what is your one thing that you would tell people that want to begin their career as a singer-songwriter?
I would definitely figure out how to monetize your strong skills. So that is I don't just sing. So that's just like, I'm someone I'm just a creative person. Like, that's just always been me. So I have found ways to monetize other things. Like, I vocal coach predominantly. That is my bread and butter. Like, I do that predominantly, but I also perform. I also, help people with vocal production. So, if you need help in the studio to do something a certain way, I help with that. I help people with creative direction. I do songwriting for other artists. I do reference tracks for people. It's so many things that I do and am blessed to do, but you really have to monetize. You have to monetize your skills. Like, that's what you have to do. And you really have to decide, like, it's not about being like, master of none, like trying to do everything. Cause I don't think that anyone should, I don't think that's really the goal, but you have to be very realistic with yourself about, okay, what am I really good at? Exactly. And when you know that, do what you need to do to build those credentials, because once you have certain credentials, they speak for themselves.
That's a fact.
What I mean? So invest the money, invest the time. If you're able to go and do, something that's going to make you more credible, then I would definitely do that, or joining yourself in some networks. That's why I did the whole, the Grammy thing, the DC Grammy thing. because I knew that if I was part of the Recording Academy, that having that as a part of my professional breakdown, we're not going back and forth on pricing. We're not doing any of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is, you know what I mean? So and that's another thing I would recommend to anyone that wants to branch out on that. You decide what you feel your skill is worth. Do not lowball yourself.
That part.
If you believe that it's worth it, there are people that will pay it. Do not pay attention to what other people are charging. Because I definitely look sometimes on some of the sites that I'm involved in, and I see what other people are charging, and I'm like, couldn't be me, because I'm trying to eat out here. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I got to pay my light bill.
Yeah, and I'm trying to live well. Like,
yeah,
that's another thing too. So whatever that skill is, you know, if you're singing, is do not. Starving artists that's a paradigm. If you believe that you're a starving artist and that
is what you will be.
But I also feel like that's because we are programmed from a very young age to feel like creative skills aren't as valuable as like practical skills. Like,
and the thing is, everybody uses creative people. Like, everyone needs creative people. So we definitely have to look into how to monetize our skills, and also how to automate a lot of our stuff too, so that we can open ourselves up to other ventures.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely outsourcing if you're able to outsource work. But definitely, you know, your skill, just believe that your skill as a creative is bringing joy and inspiration to people through art is a very, very needed thing in this world.
Yes.
Like, it is maybe, in my opinion, maybe even more valuable sometimes than some other things. And
I agree.
So I am a believer that my skill set is just as valuable as anyone else's. So that has been my mindset, and I recommend that to any other creative that wants to branch out on their own. Do not let anyone try to make you feel like you're going to be broke, or your skill is not as valuable. It is extremely needed. Joy is a needed thing. We cannot get through life without joy and inspiration and beautiful things. Like, that is just, you can't. You can't. And the entertainment business is like billions of dollars business. So there's money out here. You just got to be smart. You got to know your worth, and you got to stick to your guns.
Yeah. And get a mentor.
Yeah, mentor helps. I've definitely had some people that I've been able to work with over the course of my journey that have given me some very good advice and like push. So yes, I completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely. They will give you the tea, honey, and they'll help you like navigate through some stuff so that you don't have to go the hard route. You can do it by yourself, but if you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah, get the help. If someone's offering a helping hand, I just want to say that no matter how much it looks like someone did something by themselves, I'm here to say that that's not, there's always someone that helped. There's always someone. We're not getting gold stars for struggling and doing everything. No. If someone's willing to offer you some assistance, someone's going to give you some money. If someone's going to take a weight off your shoulder, let them.
Please.
Be strong enough. That's being strong, is being humble enough to take help when you need it. Yeah, I had to stop that. I'm like, all of that is out the way. Help me,
because I can't do this by myself. It's also a strength to be able to change your mind. Like, some people some people are not willing to change their mindset, that thought process behind what they're doing. And baby, that's a strength. If you could be like, you know what, I did think about it like that, but actually, this makes more sense. So I'm gonna go with this, and I'm gonna incorporate this moving forward. Do not stay stuck just because you want to be stubborn. Like, it's not.
No.
It's not worth it.
No, not at all.
It's not. So, Allison, you released a song with the Duran Bernard. We love Duran. How was that collaboration, and how did it come about?
He posted on Instagram, like in the beginning of quarantine, that he wanted to collaborate with artists, and I saw the post, and I sent some of my work. And at that point, I was working on like a series of songs with a friend of mine, like the producer that I normally work with, my friend Breeze, and we were working on some songs. It was really just like therapy for me to get, like, 'cause I would go to his studio like I was like maybe one of a couple people that were allowed to come during quarantine. And like, he was a really good friend for me to this time. So I was going through a breakup and it was really tough. And songwriting is, that's my therapy. So we were going and creating songs, and I was writing the songs really about that relationship.
Yeah.
And so I submitted Friend Zone, was originally released just by me. I submitted it along with a couple other pieces to Duran, and he really liked that one. So my thought process was, all right, well, why don't we change it into a duet? And he was like, yeah, I'm with it. So like we did that. And I mean, the song really took off. Like that song, that's my first song. Like it might seem small to some people, but that was my first song that got over 100,000 streams. Like that was the first for me. And that I've also noticed within the last couple of months, as that song reached that, I don't know what it does in like the Spotify algorithm, but like my monthly listeners have gone up like by thousands. And I'm just like, that wasn't what it was before. And it's yeah, that song is done consistently, done very, very well. And I have a lot of people who reach out to me and they're like, I love that song, Friend
That's
Zone.
my
like,
jam. I can be your friend.
It was so crazy because that was one of the most painful experiences that I had to put to song, and it was very difficult to record the song.
Yeah.
But the thing that I got out of it, like I'm a huge fan of Duran, and he's just, he works with my favorite singer of all time, Erykah Badu. And
Erykah Badu.
And it was like the universe always has something bigger planned. So out of that situation, I got something so gratifying that like I did a lot of other people have enjoyed, and it's just, it all came full circle. Like it was all worth it in the end. And I'm just very thankful that I was able to change that into something that ended up bringing people a lot of joy.
Yeah. And it's always, isn't it always, stop, Piper. Isn't it always amazing when you can transmute a very painful situation into being something beautiful?
Well, that's, to me, is divine feminine energy.
Come on, divine feminine. You already knew where I was going. Mm-hmm. Come on.
That divine feminine
that's low-key tapping into that dark feminine when you're able to do that. When you're able to go from like that pain, that anguish of the breakup, or however you felt about the breakup. And so instead of busting the windows out of somebody's car, which is also dark feminine, instead of busting your windows,
right,
you turn it into like a beautiful arrangement of music.
Well, that's that energy. Like women, we transmute, whereas men rationalize. And so that's the divine masculine, and then we have the divine feminine. So that's why I always feel like you'll notice when women go through like a breakup or something, women just level all the way up. We are just designed to turn lemons into lemonade. Like we're designed to incubate something and then birth it out into something better.
Facts.
So no matter what you give us, we're going to make it evolve, or it's going to grow, it's going to change. And to be honest with you, I personally feel like women are the superior sex. That's just me. I just feel like our ability, like the amount of strong women that I know, you are obviously included in that group.
I appreciate that.
Just the strong women I know, and all the strides that I see women make against like so much adversity and tough times and things that I know have occurred. And I just watch my girls just level up and level up and level up and stand in their truth and stay authentic and don't hold their tongue and advocate for themselves. And like our ability to turn lemons into lemonade, like that's all divine feminine right there.
It really is.
And it feels good to tap into that space. It feels good to do that. And it's a stronger way of dealing with things. Like that is a stronger way. Like rationalizing it is not as strong as it is to transmute it and turn it into something else. Because you have to feel it through when you transmute it. You have to actually feel it through. Yeah. Whereas men they're more just like compartmentalize. I'm going to put this in a box and let it be. And I'll kind of get over it eventually. So, that's women. I'm telling you, you watch a woman, it's like she'd level up like 1,000%.
You don't even recognize her no more. Low
key. Nope.
She be on a whole nother level. Like, I wonder what she went through. Don't even worry about it, because what came out of it is what, you know, is what's important. And I completely agree with you that that divine feminine, there's really nothing like it.
No.
And being able to rest in your feminine. I love what you said about like how strong women do what they do, but then you like think about how you become strong. Like, there is no strength without weakness. There is no light without darkness. Like there is no one without the other. And so you kind of have to also understand the softness. Like, you have to be able to embrace your softness.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to be able to also like say, you know, yeah, like I may be able to be resilient in the public eye, but I am also like, my feelings get hurt.
Of course. And you should feel 100% comfortable expressing that.
Yes, you should. And I feel like we have been so conditioned to, men have made us feel like having emotionality is a bad thing.
That's toxic. That's a toxic masculinity, because they weren't allowed to show any.
Very much so.
Yeah,
and
that's toxic.
You have to understand that like the gifts that you were given are literally that. Like, your emotionality is your strength. Very much so. Right.
I don't subscribe to the school of thought, and I feel like there's a lot of that being pandered on social media of like
1000%.
Yeah, of like self-preservation and like, you know, always being on the defense. And I'm like, no, there's a strength in letting go and letting people in. Like, yeah, people are human beings, and they're more than likely going to disappoint you at some point.
At some point.
You just have to decide what you can and what you will deal with and what you won't. And that's different for different. That looks different for different people.
It does.
So I'm very, very hesitant a lot of times to give advice on certain things, because what I might be okay for me might not be okay for somebody else.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and I think that's something that needs to be understood. Like, there's not a one size fits all. And
it's really not.
Yeah, I'm not out here trying to build walls. Like, I have boundaries, but don't let that boundary become a wall, because it really can. And then before you know it, you out here hardened and not letting anybody in, and that ain't it either.
And then you lonely and you don't know like how you got there. And
that ain't it.
That's not fun.
No, it's not fun because the companionship is a human need, and don't let anybody walk around and act like they got it all figured. No, they're full of shit. Okay, that's not true.
Like, that's a fact. And I just want us to be so much more careful with this idea that like, oh, I'm good being alone. Like, I don't need nobody in my life, baby.
No, you need your friends. You need your family. Like, you need people. Like, I would really be bummed if I didn't have, like, I'm so grateful for my tribe and my friends and my family and just the people in my life. And it's interesting too, because when I worked more on myself and really stepped into, I feel like being the woman I'm supposed to be, and I'm continuing to grow, I've been meeting a better caliber of individual.
Yes. When you are true to yourself, you don't have a choice. Like, when you are a beautiful person, you attract everybody.
Yeah, that's real.
It's who you allow in your space. Like, how do you choose the people that are around you? Because you're gonna attract different calibers of people. But like, when you truly know who you are, you only let certain people stay.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
And that's something that I had to come to the realization of. It's like, okay, it ain't everybody else, sis. Like, you have a lot to do with that as well.
It's very empowering when you move from victim role to lead, like captain of your ship.
Yeah. When you go from wounded feminine to empowered,
you're unstoppable.
Dangerous.
You really are unstoppable.
That's a fact.
You might get knocked down, but you're not knocked down for long. And that's the thing that I noticed was the level of groundedness. It's like, no matter what comes your way, when you have a goal, it's like, we'll deal with this right now. But when I'm done dealing with this, we right back to what I was working on.
Girl, talk about it. You allow yourself the time to be down.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like, I don't know about you, I felt guilty. I was like, okay, I'm in this bed, like I'm always doing. And so now I'm like, no, I just experienced this, and this. I'm gonna go to sleep. Like I'm gonna chill, because
honor yourself. Feel good. Like you deserve that. Like that's just, I could die on this hill, but that's just like, you know, that's just it's just toxic, like capitalism, and like feeling like you can never freaking rest and every moment has to be monetized.
That
like,
hustle culture.
I believe in intentional, consistent movements towards a goal. But if my ass is exhausted, I'm going to go lay down.
I'm going to bed. I'm going.
I'm going, and I'm not going to feel any type of way about it. I'm going to get in the bath. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to turn my phone off. Like and I'm like that. You know what? It's interesting because I offer that same energy to the people that I work with. So there is no like, don't over apologize if you need to cancel lesson because you feel like shit today, or you just had a breakup, or you're just really tired. Like I offer that grace, where I'm just like, okay. And it's goes both ways. Cause there's some days where I'm like, something's going on and I have to move some things around. And, you know, I work with people that are very understanding, and I offer them that same understanding. So there's not even that energy of like, that's just not, I don't want that energy present. I just don't want it there. It's just, I don't want it there.
It's not productive.
No, it's not. And life happens, and we're not doing open heart surgery. We're singing. So, you know, we if you need to get your life together that
we
day,
can reschedule
our session. Do not apologize.
That's a fact. And when you're able to show yourself that grace, you often are able to show other people that grace as well. Like, and that goes on the other side of the spectrum as well. When you are hypercritical of yourself, you often are hypercritical of other people. And so getting to that place of, you know what, I'm not feeling good, so I'm not going to push myself to do something that is not going to work out. Like I'd much rather feel better when I'm doing something and produce something much better than do it when I have absolutely no energy and I'm pissed off. Like,
and you also like have to think about like that one day over the span of a lifetime. It's one day.
Like
even if it was a week, it's 1 week. Like whatever you need to do is, you got to take care of yourself. Like, you know, I completely agree with you. Like I would rather take the time and come back and do something at a better quality of work than try to push it. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Do you think that goes hand in hand with that scarcity mindset?
Yes, it does. It's like you're telling the universe that you don't feel like you like you're not going to get it without killing yourself, basically.
Ooh, girl,
and that's just not it. And I used to think like that. I was someone who was like, being busy was like a personality trait. Like I literally would have like work for like 8 to 10 hours, and I would be teaching with the nonprofit, and then I would have my vocal coaching clients, and then I would be in the studio. Like, I mean, I literally was like having like 16-hour days. Like, it was crazy.
Right.
And for what? And it's so funny because I really felt like I had to unlearn that.
Yep.
Like it was like my ego was fighting me tooth and nail. Like I literally would be finding things to make my life more busy.
Yep.
And then I started to realize, I'm like, Allison, you work for yourself. Part of the luxury of that is you can design your day however the hell you want to. If you decide, hey, I want to be off today, you can be off that day. Hey, I would like to take a vacation on a random week in the middle of like, I don't know, January. You can do that. And I was just like, you know what, that's a blessing. I am not stressed out to the max. And, you know, I started to recognize, it's just really interesting. And I can't stress this enough. When you go out on faith and do what you're being called to do, it's like a lot of the things that it's like all the things you were doing before, it's like they kind of all start to unravel. Like I can't really explain. Like I've never felt more like myself than within this last year. Like I don't regret that decision. And it's so funny because when I first left my job, I used to feel bad about leaving so abruptly. I could give a shit now.
Fuck that job.
I don't feel any type of way about it. And if I were to see, I haven't seen that boss since then, but if I were to see her, I have no apologies to give.
No.
Because I'm not sorry.
No, because
it was me or that job.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's going to always be me.
Exactly. Like I'm always choose myself over an institution that if something were to happen to me, my job gonna be posted within 30 days. Like understand that. No, we not.
Yeah, that's dead. Nope.
No, we're not doing that anymore. Like
No, we're
prioritizing our mental health. We're prioritizing our overall wellness. We're prioritizing relationships that are feeding us and that we are also feeding. That's what we're doing these days. Like those days of, like I was saying, that hustle mentality, that unhealthy mindset about that them days is over with.
Yeah, they are.
It's over with. So how do you celebrate yourself?
I really am big on self-care. I do things that bring me a lot of like relaxation and peace. I go for a lot of walks. I like to spend time outside. I'll go like sit in the grass, take my shoes off, do some grounding. I take salt baths. I really like doing that. I have like my little salt lamp in my bathroom, and I light my candles, and I listen to like my solfeggio frequencies, and I'll be doing my little salt bath. And I really like doing that. Or like if I have a day and I have some free time, I'm going to nestle up and like watch a show, or like, you know, just take myself out to lunch, or, you know, get my nails done, you know, just things that like make me feel good, you know, things that make me, or like, you know, take a little trip or spend time with a friend. Like I really try to make sure that I have a lot of joy in my life. Like I think that joy and relaxation is just as important as work. And I feel like when you have a balance, both things are so much more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Like you really can enjoy your work more, and then you really can enjoy your downtime more. And I'm not at the point anymore where I feel like I have to earn my downtime. Like, oh, well, I didn't work hard enough to earn this. Like, you know, we're not doing that.
Nope.
So yeah, I just try to do things that make me feel good. Like I like taking care, like I like going to the gym and like, you know, getting a good sweat in, like, and I think about that more. Like before I used to think about it more about weight. And now when I started focusing on just being healthy and moving my body, that was just such a healthier way to go about it. And I noticed that the weight and stuff I was worried about just went away because I just stopped worrying about it. So, I try to take care of my body, really, really my body and my mental health, and spend time with good friends too. That's something that I try to do. I try to do as well. Like, I think that those are the things that like, that makes me feel like I'm celebrating life. Like
Absolutely.
It's just doing good things for me.
Absolutely. And I love that for you. I can completely identify with that as well.
Oh, thank you.
Well, my love, where can they find you? Where can we find you on the interwebs?
Well, all of my Instagram and social media, everything's the same. It's just Allison Balanc. It is on all streaming platforms. That's my Instagram, my Twitter, Facebook, all Allison Balanc.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm on all the things. So
we're on all.
I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have my website, which is just AllisonBalanc.com. Like it's all everything. I might make it easy for people to find me.
Facts. No, I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Allison, for interviewing with the
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You are welcome to come back anytime you want to.
Oh, thank you.
Such a pleasure to chat with such a good friend this evening.
Oh, likewise, girl.
Absolutely. So you guys, if you are not already following the Hilt podcast on Instagram, go ahead and hit that follow button on Instagram, the Hilt podcast. So you can stay updated with us. Sign up for our email list as well, so you can stay updated whenever we drop new episodes. But in the meantime, stay awesome and stay healing. So tell us about like some intangible hurdles that you had to overcome, like those things that nobody tells you about starting a business. What are those things?
The nervousness, the anxiousness.
And again, we reiterate the nervousness, the anxiousness.